G'day, guys. I was just thinking how, most people just wouldn't have the stomach it takes to hit the first 100 grand if you're starting from zero or near zero. For years I was working at hard physical labour and pouring money into the stock market, still believing the COVID crash happened. I saw my efforts decline by 40%. And I still had to find the courage. I still had to find the faith. I still had to believe what I'd been told, that the stock market for more than 100 years has never, ever, ever failed to recover from every downturn and to go on to still greater all-time highs. I had to keep believing that. And then it recovered after COVID, and then we had like 2 or 3 years where it was like going backwards and sliding sideways, and I'd be working, hard yakka, pouring me money into the stock market, and lots of times at the end of the week I had lower net worth than I had at the beginning of the week. I bought shares at the bottom, I thought, and they fell again the next day. I still had to keep my faith. I still had to believe. And then eventually it turned around. As we know, recently the markets in Australia and America have hit all-time highs. It has happened, as it always has in the past and likely always will in the future. But there's some dark times you got to hang through to get there. I was having arguments with my girlfriend over $15, because if I hadn't have been mean, if I hadn't have been dedicated, if I hadn't have been serious, if I hadn't have been sacrificing, I just wouldn't have made it. I just wouldn't have got to that point where compound interest really became a thing. And I really began to see things move through anything but my own hard effort. But I know that anyone that's listening to this video to the end has got what it takes. Anyone who's listening to this video to the end has got the faith, has got the dedication, has got the vision, can see the vision. And with those thoughts, guys, go forth and conquer. Just keep believing, keep achieving, keep investing, keep receiving, because it will happen, it can happen, and it does happen if you don't give up, if you don't stop believing. You're bound to be achieving. Talk soon, guys.